What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Oe. I got Dustin with me today, and we got a video about Super Bowl Sunday, this past Super Bowl Sunday, regarding the movie trailers that came out on Super Bowl Sunday, which this year's Super Bowl was hosted in our state of Arizona and in our
Woo!
hometown of Glendale, Arizona. It was
Yep.
pretty chaotic here in our local city because we had the golf open and the
hmm
Super Bowl at the same time. This happens like every like 5 or 6 years here in our state, so it's always a crazy time. But yeah, Super Bowl, man. What do you think about the Super Bowl? I thought it was one of the
Um,
better Super Bowl games in like the last 5 years, honestly.
yeah, it was a lot of traffic. Definitely a lot of traffic and a lot of people in the state doing all that stuff. I mostly stayed away from all the hoopla and the circuses and all that stuff. Just trying to get away from all those things. Super Bowl, it was cool. Didn't really care much about either teams. I just wanted a good game, which we got. We got two. It was a great game. Super Bowl halftime show with Rihanna. Liked it. Could have been better, but I mean, I
Yeah,
give all the respect with her because she did as pregnant. She was pregnant,
true. I'll give
So
her that, but at the same time, it
yeah,
hindered her performance.
I know.
It was just her greatest hits.
Yeah,
There wasn't really a performance. It was just her
yeah,
singing and some pretty things to look at. The
yeah.
cool levitating platform. I was like, oh, we could have gave
I
this to someone better who would have
Well,
given a better
yeah, but I
show.
mean, she was pregnant, so I had to like you had to give so much respect. I mean, there's somebody you can't really if you've been with if your girl or wife has been pregnant or you've been pregnant, you can barely do anything. And so for her to just let alone do the Super Bowl halftime show, that's so much respect. And then yeah, as far as the game as well, it was cool and it's here in Arizona, so
Yeah.
good stuff. But
One of the better games I've seen in
yeah,
the Super Bowl with a little bit of a controversial end,
yeah,
which was a bummer because the game is would have probably been regarded one of the greatest games ever, but there's a little asterisk at the end of that.
yeah.
But enough about sports. The Chiefs are the champions this year.
Mhm.
So whatever. I'm a Chargers fan, so my whole football life has been all about disappointment. So I'm done
Mhm.
with football talk for the rest of the year until the season starts. And let's just get straight into movies, which is why you clicked on this video. A lot of trailers hit this weekend. Probably the biggest one was the Flash trailer, which we got a lot of things to talk about. That'll be the main focus of
Yeah.
this video, but a lot of TV spots. They didn't show a lot of full trailers on Super Bowl. Like the commercials for Super Bowl this year completely sucked, and they didn't even show full trailers. They were like, "Oh, here's a little snippet. Go on YouTube and watch the rest." So okay, say no more. That's what we
Yeah.
did.
I like
So
I like
yeah,
I like the commercials. The commercials were okay. It wasn't
yeah.
I mean, a lot of them leaked already, so the surprises were gone, but it was okay. It wasn't that bad. And the trailers, yeah, there's a lot of trailers that came out
Yeah,
during the Super Bowl.
Flash is going to be our main focus, but
Yeah.
Dustin, you got a list of all the trailers that were shown.
Yeah.
I've seen most of them. So what do we
Yeah.
got?
I mean, obviously we're gonna talk about the Flash. The Guardians, I think, was also a big one, but I mean, we've already talked about the Guardians in the
We already
trailer.
talked about the Guardians,
Yeah.
and it looks good. Like
It looks
we can't
good.
say no more. I mean,
Yeah.
they revealed a little bit more of the villain in that
Yeah.
story, and his connection to like
Mhm.
Rocket Raccoon's past.
Yep.
So that's pretty interesting. We get to
Yeah.
see the origin of Rocket Raccoon and this
Yeah.
villain
The
behind that.
high evolutionary is gonna be the main villain there. It's all
He looks
about
pretty crazy. He has like a glued on face.
yeah.
He's an interesting
Yeah,
looking villain.
it's he's described as sort of like Shakespearean or whatever that means. So
Yeah, he's trying to get like a perfect species through all this
yeah,
integration and all
yeah,
this cybernetic
very
stuff.
Hitler-esque, obviously.
Yeah, very
Really.
Hitler-esque
Yeah.
with his wanting to create a perfect specimen. And
Mhm.
also, in that trailer, you had more Gamora in
Yeah.
there, so that was kind of funny to see her being really standoffish and Star-Lord's just kind of pissed off and like just over everything because
hmm
he fell in love with this girl and it's not the same girl. So
Yeah. Yeah. We saw a lot of humor on that trailer. So hopefully it doesn't go too Thor and Love and Thunder humor
yes,
where it got out to be bad. That
yes.
actually has a good story with it. And so I'm hoping that it doesn't stay too far off of a good
Yeah,
movie.
please don't pull another Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
I didn't think the trailer was too goofy. I did enjoy the teaser trailer a lot better.
yeah,
I like that trailer. It had a lot more emotion in it and great build up. This trailer was, it's going to be a good movie. And like you said, we already talked about it. It's my most anticipated movie, surprisingly,
Mhm.
2023. That's how much I love the Guardians. But all right, on from the Guardians. What else we
Yeah.
got for movies coming out?
All right. We've got. I'll name a couple of them because I know we like these ones. We've named a few of them on our old videos. Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. We've talked about it, liked it. It's on my top list. I want to watch it.
I will say that I was more impressed with that little 30-second trailer, especially when it
Okay.
showed the de-aged versions of Indiana Jones. I was like, oh
Hmm.
man, that looks really good. So
Yeah.
I
Still no
actually
Shia LaBeouf, which I'm good with. I'm
I would
happy
like
about
to
it.
see a little Easter egg of what was his
I don't
name?
want to see
Mud?
that guy. Don't want
Mud?
to see that guy. I do not want to see that guy.
I'm
And
coming
then
around to Shia LaBeouf.
yeah, we
I'm rooting
talked
for him to come
about
back.
65. 65 is on your list.
That's my
They
list.
had a
Yep.
trailer on that one. D&D. I like D&D's trailer. That was pretty good.
The
Dungeons and
Dungeons
Dragons.
and Dragons with Chris Pine.
Yeah, there was
It
some
looks like
humor
a
in that.
fun movie. Like
It is.
I don't think it's gonna be terrible, but it looks like it could be a solid, like casual popcorn movie that you could laugh at, enjoy some cool action, and then
Yeah.
walk
I
away
think
satisfied.
it's gonna be a nice little fantasy type of movie. It's gonna be great for everybody to enjoy.
It has a little bit of a
Um,
Guardians vibe,
Sort of.
which
Yeah.
so I hope they kind of find their own identity. But
Mm.
what else we got?
The next one, I guess we could talk about a little bit more is Fast 10. Finally, this thing is over.
Is
So
it? Is it?
it better be. It better
I
be.
I haven't seen like the last two or three Fast and the Furious movies. I
I've seen
think,
them all. I watched the last one at home. I didn't bother going to the theater. Jason Momoa is on there. So he's a new addition.
but they're gonna do the
Um,
same thing. Like he's gonna be a bad guy, and then he's gonna end up being a good guy. That's all the
Something.
Fast and the Furious movies have been
Yeah.
doing.
Jason
Like
Momoa is on. Yeah, because again, it's about they're throwing it back to I believe it was Fast Five and Paul Walker and they did that heist in Brazil. And
that was probably my last favorite Fast and the
yeah,
Furious movie. It actually felt a little grounded in reality, and it
yeah.
had the introduction of The Rock's character, who is pretty cool.
Mm.
But
Which by the way, there's still no Rock in this movie. Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel. The pettiness continues. So
Jason Statham,
Jason
his
say yeah,
character. So, and
yeah.
he was
Jason
with
Statham comes back.
yeah, he was with the Hobbs in his standalone movie. So that's pretty weird
Hmm.
that you're not going to bring back The Rock.
Yeah,
So,
so he comes back and all that stuff, and
or
then
maybe they do. Maybe they're just holding back. That'd be a cool
I don't
surprise.
think so. I think
No,
Dwayne Johnson and Vin Diesel. I think their bromanship, their bromance is over. So I don't think he's ever going to come back to it.
I mean,
So
Fast and the Furious. I don't care. I mean, they got to
yeah,
combine that damn series with Transformers for me to come back to it.
yeah, I
If Vin
guess.
Diesel, Dominic Toretto isn't, driving Optimus Prime, I don't think I really care. So
Yeah,
have they been to
I'll skip
space
this in
yet?
the theaters, huh?
Have they been to space yet?
They were in the space last movie.
I'm not.
It
I'm not
was
surprised. I'm not
John
surprised.
Cena's back. John Cena was in the last movie and everything. So
All right.
I'll skip this one in the theaters anyway. I'll wait for it to come out on streaming. But anyway, on to the big one, The Flash.
The Flash,
Yeah.
which right off the back, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize to one of our other
Yes.
guys that are on this channel, which is good
His
old
name is some guy
Chris.
named Chris.
Yeah, the Chris who rarely makes an appearance on this channel. And
Hmm.
when he did last time, he was praising the Flash, hyping it up, and we were kind of just shitting all over him. And
Hmm.
he said, "Wait for the trailer." And
Hmm.
you know what? He was right. The kid was right. I was actually a fan of this trailer. I liked it a lot. There was a lot of things I'm going to complain about, but overall, the trailer for the Flash at the Super Bowl, I'm excited for it. It's got me
Well,
hyped.
I mean, I was shitting on him because if the Flash was already made way back then. It's already been done. So it's not like it's just got done filming it. But I was shitting on him because I'm thinking it's irrelevant with James Gunn taking the DC over and everything. So this Flash actually continues on to the James Gunn universe. Is that correct? Is that going
He
to continue?
says he's a fan of Ezra Miller. James Gunn
Okay.
has publicly said,
Yeah.
he liked what Ezra Miller has done, despite Ezra Miller being a complete shithead.
Hmm.
But he's also said he's seen the full cut of the movie and he loves it. He tweeted
Okay.
that out, I believe.
So I think
So
that's where I will concede and apologize to this whatever his name is, Chris, right? His name's Chris.
yeah,
But
Chris, when
yeah,
you coming back to the channel, bud, get
yeah.
a better camera and get a better
But
computer.
yeah. I'll say that because that's what I was shitting on him because I'm pretty he was loving this movie, but it's a movie that's irrelevant moving forward in DC. But now it is relevant, and the movie looks really good. But you got time travel, right? Time travel,
It's a
universal travel.
very, I mean, this is why I like it a lot and also dislike it a lot because they are like showing hints of the Flashpoint paradox, which is a
Mm-hmm.
storyline where Barry Allen, aka the Flash, goes back in time to save his mom. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
I could travel through the Speed Force, I could go through different worlds. I want to live in a world where my mom is alive, and they show that in the trailer, which I gotta say, for me, I mean, for Ezra Miller being a complete piece of shit, and for me always hating on him,
Mm-hmm.
there's times where I forget he's a piece of shit because he was likable in the trailer. I thought he was likable in the Snyder cut version. I hated the Joss Whedon version of the
Mm-hmm.
Flash. I thought his Flash was more tolerable in the Snyder cut, but
Okay.
yeah, even the trailer, his Barry Allen looks all right, and there's two of them. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have two dynamics of Barry Allen playing off each other, so
Yeah.
that could be fun, I guess.
Here's what we got to see in the trailer. We got to see Ben Affleck as Batman.
Which was pretty cool. I forgot about
Mhm.
that. So,
We got to see Michael Keaton as Batman. My
which
my
that's
Batman. That's
your
my Batman.
Batman.
Hmm
A lot of
we
80s
got to
kids are gonna
see
love that.
General Zod. General Zod was on there. We got to see Supergirl. We got to see Kara Al-Kal, right?
Kara L. That's
Okay.
Superman's cousin. That's her.
hmm
That's his older cousin.
He talks about how he changed the future and there's no metahumans in there.
Yeah,
So
you know what? I haven't looked at the plot details and spoilers or leaks of this movie at all. So when it
hmm
showed General Zod and the main setting taking place in Man of Steel, I was
hmm
like, "Oh, that's actually pretty interesting." But at the same time, it would have been a perfect time to throw in Henry Cavill and here's my
he has been formally fired. So let it go.
no, no,
Along
no,
with
no.
has Gal Gadot been formally fired? I
No, not
believe so.
yet.
Not
Not
yet.
yet. Not
Okay.
yet. But here's the thing. This would be a perfect tie-in. Just throw them in there because we're introduced to Kara L, Supergirl, which
hmm
I'm not really a big fan of the way this Supergirl looks. She doesn't look faithful to the comic book version. It's like if you're gonna introduce Kara, why don't you just make her look like the way she's supposed to look? But that's neither here nor there. But Flash says that there's no metahumans in this world, but they
hmm
show Supergirl in a bunker. She's underground, away from the sun where Superman gets his powers, from where
hmm
Kryptonians get their powers. In the Flashpoint paradox, that's the storyline they give to Superman. Like in this alternate universe, instead of growing up with his parents, the government captures Kal-El and they hold him in a bunker, and you have like a malnourished, skinny version of Superman who's kind of like aloof and he hasn't seen the real world. That'd have been a good way to reintroduce Henry Cavill's character before sending him off and firing him, but they chose to go this route. And this was
Yeah.
all before Henry Cavill was even formally fired. So, like you said earlier, this movie was
That's a
already
good.
being
That is a good point. That was way before they
yeah.
let
So I
Cavill
can't
go.
really knock it on that point, but it would have been cool to see Henry Cavill in this position because this is a storyline taken out of the Flashpoint paradox.
Yeah, I mean, no, that was a good point. That this was all filmed before Cavill actually got the axe.
Yeah.
So, but again, maybe this is going to be good moving forward without Henry Cavill, and they're moving forward with Kara El, in the DC universe. I mean, I don't know much about Supergirl. Is she has all the same as powerful as Superman?
She's Kal-El, aka Superman's cousin, and
hmm
in the comic book and in the lore, when Krypton is destroyed, they both get sent out at the same time because it's
Okay.
space and the way time works. Kal-El got to Earth a lot sooner, and Supergirl got there a little later when Kal-El's already grown up and everything. That's
hmm
how it usually is in the comics, but I don't know how it's going to play out here. It could be just a alternate universe where Zod comes to Earth and there is no Superman, but there is a
hmm
Supergirl.
I think
And
that's what it
in this
is. I
universe
think,
as well,
yeah,
we got this is the heavy hitter of the trailer, your boy Michael Keaton back as the Batman, which
that's the Batman. All the other Batmans are just sort of like, they're afterthoughts compared to
oh,
Mister
Christian Bale's my Batman. Christian
Mister
Bale's my
Keaton
Batman.
to you, sir. Mister Keaton. That
Mr.
man,
Keaton.
Mister Keaton. Yeah, one of the greatest Batman of all time for me.
And what a great reveal in the trailer. They don't dance around it. They show you Michael
hmm
Keaton in full Batman. And he's, says the
Yeah.
line, yeah, I'm Batman. And he has a little
Yep.
smirk. And you know
Yeah.
what? It just works. You really don't want to see Batman laughing or whatever, but
Yeah.
Michael Keaton pulls off that version of Batman perfectly.
Yeah.
Just,
He's the best. And I would love to see. They didn't show it. I saw the Bat bike, right, and all that stuff. But I would love to see the original Batmobile.
well, they showed Ben
Michael Keaton's
Affleck's
Batmobile.
Batman. They showed Ben Affleck's Batman in the movie a lot
hmm
too. He's like on the Bat cycle. through
Yeah.
some wreckage and everything. He might be
Yeah.
even in the gray and blue bat suit, which could be
Oh.
interesting to see. And also, we had that little snippet where it shows Michael Keaton's Batman, his Bat Cave, and you get all those
Mhm.
bat suits.
Right.
That was a pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So it's going to be interesting to see this 70-year-old version of Batman in this universe because it's got to be old Batman, right? I mean, he's had that
Yeah.
age, but they show him diving down, maneuvering,
Yeah.
doing Batman things, and it's like, isn't this guy supposed to be like 70 years old? But
Yeah.
it's Batman,
No,
so
I'm excited for the Flash one. I'll watch this one. It looks we just sort of had a movie like this last year with Doctor Strange going through all the multiverses. This
no.
one looks better though.
Skip back a year before that, brother. Skip back a
Which
year before
one?
that.
Which
No
one?
Way Home. This is DC's
Yeah,
No Way
no,
Home,
yeah, No
pretty
Way Home
much.
with the three. But I mean, but the difference is with Doctor Strange, he traveled through multiverses. Where No Way Home, they brought in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to this universe. Where Doctor Strange went through multiverse, you got to see Professor X and all that stuff, and just different timelines. But the Flash, I think, is going to be a lot better because this is something that DC has been really missing, and this is what maybe James Gunn is trying to move forward with, something to bring it all home together, and then you can just move forward in the right direction.
It's probably why they haven't scolded Ezra Miller at all and why he's getting away scot-free with all his atrocities. Because it's like, listen, we have a fucking golden egg sitting back here with
Yeah,
the Flash movie. So whatever the son of a bitch does, we're gonna let it slide because we know this movie is gonna be a hit. And judging from that trailer, man, it was a well-made trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I was
yeah.
hyped. The 30 seconds they showed during the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, okay, maybe. And then when I watched the full trailer on YouTube, I was like, holy shit, that actually looks pretty damn entertaining.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
really good point with Ezra Miller getting away with everything because yeah,
yeah,
you look at the trailers, like there's a lot of investment in this movie with all the actors and everything that's going on in that movie just based on the trailer. So you really gotta let Ezra Miller just kind of get away with it
yeah, I
for
guess
now. For
for
now,
now. I mean, the
yeah.
guy's a shithead, has gotten away with some pretty foul things.
I mean, he's basically your Shia LaBeouf, right? I mean, that's why I hated him. That's why I'm happy that's not
At
in
least Shia
the
LaBeouf was entertaining when he was a shithead, though. He was always entertaining.
yeah with the bag on his head was yeah that was pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
That's whatever.
Yeah, maybe they'll introduce Shia LaBeouf, give him a DC character. Screw it,
Well, I mean, yeah, this is a good if 2023 DC is trying to make it come back, so it's a good start with the Flash, and the next one coming up, and we haven't seen is Aquaman 2
Aquaman, yeah.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. DC needed this. DC needed
Mhm.
this with all the rumors, firings, and all that. And then they release a pretty damn good trailer, and they use a nostalgia bait because everyone's talking about Michael Keaton. He's going to be the main draw to this movie, honestly. And
I would hate it if he was only in there for 5 minutes, and then or they kill him off. You know what I mean? It's like he's on there and then says I'm the Batman, and he dies within 2 minutes in the movie. It's like, oh, that sucks.
I wasn't expecting him to be in the movie a lot, but from that trailer, it looks like he's going to be like the third lead. Maybe he's going to play a big role in that.
I
Which
hope so.
I think Ben Affleck's Batman's going to have a minor role, but
Yeah.
Keaton's he's going to have a pretty significant role to play in all this. Which, like I said, it's like a loose version of the Flashpoint paradox, which is I wish they made that movie, but they didn't. They're making this
Mhm.
version of it, and I just gotta hope it's good. And the trailer, gives me confidence in that. So, all right, do we want to talk about anything about other trailers, the Flash trailer, anything else, or you ready to go?
I think that's it. That's all the trailers that came out.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah, I think
That
that's
is
it.
it. And I
Okay.
got some Hogwarts Legacy to play. I'm working on a review for that too, because that
Okay.
video game has consumed most of my life the past week. So, all right, everyone, that's our review of all the trailers that were released on Super Bowl weekend. Let us know what was your favorite trailer down below. What do you think of that Flash trailer too? Were you excited like we were? We had a lot of positives. We had a lot of positive things to say about that trailer, surprisingly. So let us know in the comment section. If you like this video, smash that like button. Subscribe to this channel as well if you want to see more videos from us. And we will see you all next time. See ya.